The catalog photo showed a tidy 2-foot mound of lavender blue flowers. What arrived in my garden was a 4-foot plant that split open like a donut by year 3 and never recovered. The catalog called one of these a bold accent plant. The tag said back of border. What neither of them said, it travels 20 feet underground in 5 years and comes up through your gravel driveway.
One of these is sold as a colorful perennial for $15 a pot. The trial garden in Delaware tested it for 3 years. It did not survive the first winter. 13 plants, 13 catalog lies, 40 years of making these mistakes so you do not have to. Stay with me, and if this saves you even one bad purchase, subscribe before we get to number 13. Number 13 is the one the catalog calls a perennial. The tag is wrong. Foxglove, Digitalis purpurea. 6-foot spires of pink and purple bells that hummingbirds work all afternoon. Every garden center in America sells it with a capital P on the tag. Perennial. It is a biennial. Year 1, a flat rosette of leaves, no flowers. Year 2, the spectacular spires you bought it for. Year 3, the plant is dead. It bloomed once and finished its life cycle. The catalog called it long-blooming perennial. The small print says short-lived. In the nursery trade, short-lived is the polite word for dies.
If you want foxglove permanent in your beds, you have to let it self-seed, and the seedlings will not bloom for 2 more years. The fix, Penstemon Husker Red, native cousin to foxglove. Same tubular flowers, same hummingbird draw. Comes back reliably for 15 years. The catalog never puts it on the cover because it does not look spectacular in a nursery pot in April. Number 12 is the same trap as foxglove, with a bonus problem nobody warns you about: hollyhocks. Alcea rosea. 8-foot fairy tale spires every grandmother had against the back fence. Tagged as perennial. Behaves like a biennial. Year 1, rosette. Year 2, flower spires. Year 3, dead. But hollyhocks come with a bonus regret: rust. Hollyhock rust is a fungal disease that produces orange-brown pustules on the underside of every leaf. By July, the lower 3 feet of foliage are speckled, yellowing, and falling off. By August, the plant looks like it has been in a fire. The flowers at the top are still beautiful. The bottom half looks like a horror movie. Keeping hollyhocks permanently means spraying fungicide every 2 weeks from May through September, every single year without fail. The fix, Digitalis grandiflora, yellow foxglove. True perennial, comes back reliably, similar vertical drama, 0 rust. The catalog almost never stocks it because it does not move off the shelf the way hollyhocks do in spring. Number 11 is the $15 foliage plant that grows in the wrong direction. Coral bells, Heuchera hybrids, berry smoothie, caramel, marmalade, every chartreuse, peach, and burgundy the breeders could squeeze out of one plant. $15 each because the foliage is the design statement. Here is what nobody tells you. Hybrid Heuchera does not grow downward, it grows upward. Every year, the crown lifts a little higher out of the soil. By year 3, the entire root mass is sitting half above ground, exposed to winter freeze-thaw. The plant pushes itself out of the soil and dies from cold air on its own roots. Alan Armitage, longtime professor at the University of Georgia, has written for years that the fancy Heuchera hybrids are short-lived compared to the species. 3-year plant sold as permanent. The fix? Heuchera americana, the plain native species. Not on the catalog cover, not $15. Lasts 20 years and never heaves itself out of the ground. Number 10 is the one that looked perfect for 2 years, then fell apart like a donut. Russian sage. The variety is blue spire, Perovskia atroplicifolia. 4-foot lavender cloud, covered every magazine cover in the 1990s. Year 1, beautiful. Year 2, beautiful. Year 3, the plant splits open in the middle. The outer canes lean outward. The center dies. You end up with a 4-foot ratty wreath where the catalog showed you a tidy lavender mound. That is not bad luck. That is an inherent flaw in the old blue spire variety. Newer compact selections, denim and lace, lacy blue, were specifically bred to fix the splitting problem. They hold their shape through year 10. If your nursery still sells unnamed Russian sage by the gallon for $9, that is the old splitter. Walk past it. Pay $14 for the named compact variety.
You will save yourself 3 years of disappointment.
Number 9 is the catalog's bold accent plant that traveled 25 feet through compacted gravel. Plume poppy, Macleia cordata. 8-foot blue-green leaves the size of dinner plates. White panicles in July. Architectural drama unlike anything else in a perennial border. The catalog calls it a bold accent plant. The tag says back of border. The tag does not say it travels 20 feet underground in 5 years.
Year 3, coming up 6 feet from where you planted it. Year 5, in the lawn. Year 7, in the next bed over. Rhizomes tangled through everybody else's root zone. A gardener I know in Pennsylvania planted 3 along a back fence in 2015. By 2021, she had plume poppy coming up in the gravel driveway 25 feet away. Beautiful plant. Wrong scale for any yard under 5 acres. The fix? If you want that architectural drama, Baptisia australis, false indigo, 4 feet tall, blue flower spikes in May, well-behaved, native to most of the eastern U.S., stays exactly where you plant it.
Number 8 puts gardeners in urgent care. I am not exaggerating. Pampas grass. Cortaderia celoana, 8 to 10 feet tall, with dramatic feathery white plumes, defined American front yards in the 1980s. The architectural drama is real. Silver white plumes shooting 6 feet above the foliage, lit gold by low afternoon sun. 2 problems. First, the blades. Pampas grass leaves are edged with microscopic serrations. They cut you every time you walk past, every time you reach to remove a dead plume. Every time a child leans into it. The cuts look like paper cuts and bleed for an hour. People have ended up at urgent care after a single afternoon of pruning. I have the scars. Second, the spread. Each mature plant produces hundreds of thousands of seeds, dispersed on the wind for miles. In California, it is rated as having high invasive impact and is prohibited from sale in some counties. The fix? Miscanthus sinensis morning light. Comparable size, comparable plumes, no blade serrations, no invasive spread. Every landscape architect who has worked with both plants specifies morning light every time. Number 7 is the $90 plant that turned plain white by year 3. Fancy yarrow hybrids, strawberry seduction, paprika, Walter Funke, pink grapefruit. Every red, coral, pink, and burgundy color the breeders could squeeze out of one plant. Many of these hybrids are bred for the showy first-year color that sells at the garden center. They are not bred for genetic stability across years.
By year 2, the colors start fading. By year 3, most gardeners report the planting reverting toward plain white, the dominant color in the species. You can pay $90 for a 6-gallon strawberry seduction. You may end up with mostly white yarrow 3 summers later. I did. The fix? Coronation Gold, introduced in the 1950s, does not revert. Bright golden yellow for several months. Pay for the heritage variety, not the magazine cover. Same price, 20 times the track record.